So good evening. Welcome to the School Planning Committee meeting of Wednesday, September 23rd, 2020. Please note that in accordance with the emergency orders announced by Governor Charlie Baker to protect public health during COVID-19 outbreak, this meeting will not be open to the public for physical attendance, and committee members are joining this meeting via Zoom conferencing. The meeting is being live streamed and cable broadcast by ECAT. The meeting has been posted and the minutes will be recorded according to open meeting law requirements. I'm going to take the roll call to see who is here from the committee. All votes during the meeting will be taken by roll call. Members of the public are invited to join this meeting. If they have comments or questions related to items on the agenda, I will take them, and please use the question and answer feature. And just as a personal note, although I've been on what seems like 1,000 Zoom meetings in the last 6 months, this is my first time actually hosting one, so please be patient with me. Okay, so I'm going to confirm the members of the committee who are here first. Please answer by roll call. Dr. Cabral.
Present.
Ken Carlson.
Present.
Dottie Fulgenetti. No. Dave Field. Thought I saw Dave.
Present.
Okay. Patrick Helen. No. Caroline O'Neill.
Present.
Or do we just?
Connor Reed.
Present.
Billy Sobry. No. Jamie Stebbins.
Present.
David Twombly.
Present.
Ann Weintraub.
Present.
Jackie Wiseman, I am here, and Jane Martin is not here. Okay. So for the first item on the agenda, we have the minutes of August 12th, 2020. Does anyone have any comments or questions about the minutes? Okay, hearing none, I will ask for a motion to approve the minutes.
Stebbins, so moved.
And do I have a second?
O'Neill, second.
So is that
Okay. So all in favor, I'm going to go through the list again. Dr. Cabral,
Yes.
Ken Carlson,
Yes.
Caroline O'Neill,
Yes.
Connor Reed,
Yes.
Jamie Stebbins,
Yes.
Ann Weintraub,
yes?
and Jackie Wiseman, yes. Great. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over to Walter.
All right. I think it'll go back and forth between Chad and I a little bit.
Okay.
So quick update. We received the 60% CD review comments back and provided the response last week. Oh, sorry, that should be back one page. There was nothing of consequence in the review comments. Very standard stuff. Perkins Eastman responded to their comments, and we're moving right ahead into the 90%. So nothing really of concern in those 60% review comments.
Great.
I believe the next item is the pre-qualification committee. And I know a couple people reached out offline and requested some additional information prior to the meeting. So we'll try to make this as clear as possible. But under Mass General Law, Chapter 149, for general contracting, anyone who's going to bid on our project will need to be pre-qualified. So before issuing a request for qualifications, which is called an RFQ, the awarding authority, which is the town of Easton, needs to establish a pre-qualification committee for the purpose of reviewing and evaluating the responses submitted to the town. The pre-qualification committee shall be comprised of one representative of the designer and 3 representatives of the awarding authority, so the town of Easton. One of those is automatically the OPM, so PMA will take one of those 3 spots, and then the remaining 2 will need to be from the awarding authority. Award, which is seen here, and what the pre-qualification committee is going to do is review and evaluate the responses. So this is kind of a typical breakdown of how these are graded. It's rubric scoring. It's, if you look under management experience and business owners, there's 1 point available there. Under management personnel is 3. So PMA will have a rubric created. It would get handed out. All of the responses when they come in would be dispersed between that group, and scoring would take place. Chad, anything you want to add on the pre-qualification committee?
The only thing I'll add, Walter, is the reference checks PMA will handle. It's just easier for us to do a mail merge and fire something out to all the references. That honestly is probably the most time-consuming piece of it. So you don't have to worry about that. But there is, I would expect that we'll receive somewhere around 80 submissions with qualifications packages. So there is some time to go through those submissions. We'll divvy it up between the 4 members of the panel. And PMA and Perkins will try to take the bulk of the workload, but we do need to have some input and participation from the 2 members. So these all get scored. We'll consolidate the scores, and then the pre-qual committee will meet and we'll review the results and make sure everybody's on board. And then we send out the invitations to bid. Pretty straightforward, but I would expect whoever those 2 people are, maybe expect to spend anywhere from 4 to 8 hours working on this in total.
And who are the people that typically would serve on that committee?
So generally we see people with design or construction experience, or if that's maybe trickier to come by, then sometimes it's somebody from purchasing or somebody from the facilities department with the building. Those are the most common, but really it can be anybody, whoever has an interest and has the support of the rest of the committee.
In terms of the school department, David runs this process for us regularly, so has a lot of experience with that. If I am making a nomination, and then totally agree that someone with facilities, purchasing, or industry experience to join is a great idea.
And they do not have to be a voting member of this committee. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
David? David?
You're muted.
No, I can do it. Definitely. I've done this a little bit in my, with my role as the director of operations, like Lisa said. So I'm not sure who else was interested. I'm not sure who else reached out to Walter and Chad, but I'm certainly willing to step up.
It should be pretty painless and very simple. We try to streamline this process. So if anyone's done it before and had a nightmare experience, I think it'll be a little bit better this time around.
I actually ran the one when you guys got picked.
There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I did a good job. I brought you guys in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ken, I think you expressed potential interest in this last time. Are you still interested?
I would be.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else on the committee that's interested in?
So I think we only need 2 representatives
Okay.
voted, but if someone does have interest, they are more than welcome. Chad, correct me if I'm wrong, but they'd be more than welcome to participate. I don't think it puts a limit. So
Absolutely.
So we as a committee vote, so you need a motion?
yes, I think that would be best. So we just had a record of it. Yep, that the 2.
So I'm willing to make the motion. I just want to make sure, to Jackie's point, is there anybody else that really had their heart set on doing this, that maybe we should have a discussion before I make a motion? I'd hate to leave out anybody that has a burning desire to be on the committee. Okay, with that very loud silence, I will make a motion that we vote for Ken and David Twombly to serve on this committee, the
Do I have a
pre-qualification.
second?
Second.
Okay, so I will go down the list, and the motion is for David Twombly and Ken Carlson to serve on the pre-qualification committee. Dr. Cabral?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Caroline?
Yes.
Connor?
Yes.
Jamie,
Yes.
Anne,
Yes.
and I, Jackie, vote yes as well.
Thank you both.
Congratulations.
You'll see the emails flying out. Mitch is reaching out to an online web host so that these can be handed out electronically and packaged up electronically, which makes it really simple instead of receiving 7 times 8. Is that right, Chad? Hard copies? Yeah, so instead of receiving 500 and something copies, we'll get electronic versions. So that'll be great.
Walter, what's the schedule?
Chad, do you have the schedule up on?
It's actually in the presentation. So as soon as we get the
Okay.
90%
I can wait.
estimates, that'll give you our estimated package values.
Okay.
And once we have those package values, we'll put it out on the street. It hits the Sun to register the following Wednesday. So we have a little bit of time. It's not next week or anything. We have several weeks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. So 90% work plan. You guys this is coming to the end. So this will be the last round of these work plans. But we have the planning committee tonight. We have a Thursday, October 1st, COVID planning focus group to continue those discussions. Friday, October 2nd, drawings to the estimator. Tuesday, October 13th, Town of Easton Planning Board meeting. I believe, Dan, you had that set up with, God, name's escaping me, sorry. Town of Easton Planning.
It's set up. Yep.
Okay. Yep.
They asked to move it to that date. Yep.
Friday, October 16th, the unreconciled draft estimates are due on Monday. PMA, Perkins Eastman, PMNC, and AM Fogarty will be conducting the last round of the estimate reconciliation. As we've had previously, Wednesday, October 21st will be our tentative school planning committee meeting for the value engineering process if it is necessary. We'll know the Monday prior if that'll be necessary. So we'll get everything out prior to that Wednesday. We'll know that Monday. So we'll carry it and we'll know Monday if we can cancel that meeting. Apologies. We also have 2 further focus groups. We have the artwork and student design, another update, and then another focus group for the wastewater treatment and septic fields. Those calendar invites will be going out as soon as we can get them out by the end of the week. School planning committee meeting on October 28th to vote on the 90% submission to the MSBA, and then Friday, November 6th, we'll be putting that package in with the MSBA. It'll be the last package that goes to the MSBA, and there'll be one more round of responses that we'll be going through. Sorry, Don, go ahead.
That Wednesday, October 21st virtual meeting with the artwork and student design, has that been confirmed or even?
Nope, this is what we got from Dan, so we just are carrying it.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I didn't get, yep.
I guess I would just suggest that needs to happen, but not necessarily on that date or that time.
Okay.
I know that time may not work for me, but
okay. I think everyone on that end is pretty flexible. So if you want
Okay.
to reach out to Alicia the same way you did before and kind of just keep us in the loop. And
Yep, that's what I was going through Leisha and Chrissy,
Yeah.
because they had the connection to both the instructor as well as the students. But Leisha, just a quick update on that. We have our graphics team working on it. We've already briefed them on the project, gave them a whole history on the design, and they are gonna, we're gonna reach out to you as far as setting that up. So they're really excited, and hopefully the students are still willing to reach out and participate as far as content. So our team is gonna do a preliminary, so we have something to discuss based on the presentation that was done.
Thank you very much. And I can't thank you enough again for including our students in this process. And they're very excited as well.
Awesome. I can't wait. And our graphics team's really excited. I had them go back and watch the video when I recorded it. So they're up to speed and they're working on it. So I'm excited to see what they come up with.
awesome. So that one will be TBD until it gets set up. We'll hold that in there. All right.
Thanks,
Walter, we
Walter.
can add some of the dates on this for the qualification for that committee too. So looking at this, October 19th, we get the estimated values for each of the packages. So we submit those to the Central Register that week. They would publish to the Central Register on October 28th. And then the qualification packages will be due 3 weeks after that, which is November 18th. And then we'll have a couple weeks to complete our review. So second half of November is when the bulk of the workload for the pre-qual committee will happen.
So around Thanksgiving.
Great. Okay.
All right. Just a very high level schedule summary. We're wrapping up the design as we move closer to December this year. Bidding is going to take place from the 23rd of December through the 23rd of February. The first piece of that will be the filed subbids, the 16 filed subbids that need to take place. And from there, about 2 weeks after, the general contractors will take those 16 filed subbids and craft their general contracting bid. And we'll be looking to execute contracts end of February, beginning of March, with shovels in the ground early March. Working through October 2022 to get the building done, and followed by the fields. Design phase milestones, these are kind of highlighted in the work plan as well, but match up right there. Quick budget summary, 3.967 million billed to date, estimated reimbursement of 2.183, and we're right on track with where we thought we'd be. No issues on the cash flow. We probably will have a pro-pay submission going in, I would think, the end of this week, or maybe next week. So we'll get one of those in and get another payment back from the MSBA. Chad, if you want to talk the structural peer review.
Yep. So one of the MSBA requirements is that we complete a structural peer review. In this case, timing wise, it actually worked out very well to package up this one in one solicitation with PMA's other projects that are going to be occurring right around the same time. We actually saw some huge benefit, so the economy of scale there. What we did is we reached out to about half a dozen firms. We received 5 proposals from 5 qualified firms. And we asked them for a lump sum for all 4 projects, and then explained to them that the invoicing would be prorated based upon the size of each of the projects. So you can see there, when you look at the 4 projects that we grouped together, Easton's share of the structural peer review is $2,047. That's less than half of what we would typically see for a project around this size, just because we did lump those 4 together. So there's some benefit there. We have funds within PMA's contract already to complete this work as required by the MSBA, so we don't necessarily need a vote, just providing the committee with an update on that process and the award to DM Berg. Happy to answer any questions on that if there are any.
What does the structural peer review cover?
It's foundations and steel, and the end result is a letter and a set of recommendations. Generally, there's quite a bit of back and forth between the structural engineer and the third-party reviewer. So he's checking all the calculations on foundation and steel, right from really the geotech up.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
Good idea.
Any other questions or comments?
All right. I don't believe PMA had any new business. Chad, did you?
No, not on my end.
All right. And Dan and Dawn or Sarah, did you guys have any new business you wanted to bring up that we didn't get on the agenda?
I did not.
All right. So that was really it for the presentation. Next school planning committee meeting is that tentative October 21st meeting. And that's really it for the presentation tonight. And we can open it up or turn it back over to Jackie.
Is there any questions or comments by any of the committee members? Or any of the public that has come? I'm not seeing anything, so just shout out if I've missed something. Okay, this has been very quick. So if there's nothing else, I can take a motion for adjournment.
We're all motion adjourned. O'Neill second.
Okay, I will go through the list. Dr. Cabral,
Yes.
Ken Carlson,
Yes.
Caroline O'Neill,
Yes.
Connor Reed,
Yes.
Jamie Stebbins,
Yes.
Ann Weintraub,
Yes.
and Jackie Wiseman, yes. I think that's the fastest meeting I've been to in years, so
Yeah.
thank you.
You can share them from now on. There you go, Jay.
Yeah, it was all me.
Thank you,
All
everyone.
right, thank you. Have a good night.
You as
Yeah.
well.
Night, everybody.
Good to see you.
Bye.
Everybody.
Bye.
Bye.